Hello everyone, so welcome to our video lecture. See, in our last video we have discussed about SN1 reactions and all of its characteristics. Okay, so let us continue SN1 reaction with some competitive level examination questions. Okay. So dear students, in the given question, you have to find out how many products will be formed in this reaction, total number of products formed in this reaction. Okay, try to do it by yourself. See, here if I say, in this reaction, first of all, it will proceed as we have taken polar protic solvent, low temperature is favorable. Okay, now room temperature or low temperature mentioned. First of all, what you will do? You will make this carbocation. Okay, understand. Once this carbocation is generated, what happens? Here I am not talking about major and minor product. Here I am talking about all possible products of this reaction. So the question for you is all possible products in this reaction. Okay, all possible products at low temperature. This carbocation is generated. Now we have two possibilities. One possibility is called as direct product and one possibility is rearrangement occurs. See, you have carbocation and you have attacking reagent, which is your solvent as well as nucleophile. Here water. You are making what? Hydrolysis of alkyl halide. Okay. So this water will attack in this carbon. Now also you can see this carbon is having hydrogen, this methyl and benzyl part. Okay. So this is a chiral center part, you can understand. So when water is added here, you can see it will be pH, CH2, CH, OH, CH3, and this is a chiral center, means I can say two products R and S, two products will be formed here. Now in this case, when rearrangement occurs, what you will get? You will get PHCH plus CH2CH3, and now water will attack. Then you will get pH, CH, OH, CH2CH3. In this case also you can see that this is a chiral center generated here, chiral center. Okay, so this product is also R or S both, so two possibilities. So here in this question you are asked total number of products possible in this reaction or hydrolysis of alkyl halide, then you can say total products will be 4. Okay, 4. One is direct substitution and another is, see, carbocation will be formed, but after carbocation formation, one is direct and another case is rearrangement then. So this is also the possible product. Okay, although here you can understand this is more stable carbocation and the rearrangement is relatively faster. Okay, in 99% chances, always remember rearrangement or ring expansion are faster. Okay, very fast. So this is major part, you can say. Okay, but possibility is this one and this one, both cases. Okay, so total 4 products are possible for this. Understand this one. Okay. What will happen? Here you are having CH3 and Br. First of all, H2O is given and low temperature or room temperature. Nothing mentioned means simply room temperature. Okay. So first you have to make carbocation. This carbocation is generated. Okay. See, here this matters, wedge dash configuration matters in the given form. Okay. Here also this carbon is sp3 and wedge dash matters. But you can say that in this question, after this part, what will happen? Rearrangement. rearrangement. So what you will get? You will get this carbon atom having CH3 will be sp2 hybridized. So here there is no necessity of telling wedge or dash form, because now it is sp2 hybridized. Here it was sp3, so wedge dash matters, but here it won't matter. Now when H2O will attach, what you will get? You will get CH3 and OH. Now the question arises whether this CH3 in wedge or this OH in wedge. See, here also you can observe it is not a chiral center, because it is having only two different groups. From moving this side or this side it is same. So as there is no chiral center, so there is no meaning to say whether CH3 will be in wedge or dash, because both are same only. Okay, it is optically inactive compound only. Clear? Now if I say another question, suppose you are having methyl here and bromine here. Okay, now understand it very carefully. Here what will happen? You are given water at room temperature. Okay, hydrolysis of alkyl halide. First of all, you will generate carbocation, CH3 and this carbocation. Now dear student, understand, in this case this carbocation rearrangement is not possible. Why not possible? Because it is having 4 alpha H now. 4 alpha H. Okay, this side 2 and this side 2. After rearrangement, if rearrangement occurs, suppose rearrangement occurs, what you will get? You will get here 3 alpha H. So I can simply say rearrangement will surely not occur. 3 alpha H and 4 alpha H. Clear? So this rearrangement will not occur. Now in this case you have to make whatever you formed here, in this one you have to form the products. So in this plus charge part, water will be attaching. Now when this water attach here, combines here, then this will become a chiral center. But you cannot change the configuration of given CH3. Keep it as it is. Okay, but OH here can be wedge or dash. So you will be getting two products. The products will be CH3 OH plus CH3 OH. So these are your desired products. Okay, so dear students, for this if I say, then these two are the possible products formed in this reaction. Clear? Now here one more point I told, no rearrangement possible. So remember, do not change the configuration of that part which is not involved in the reaction. Okay, this part is not involved in the reaction, so you cannot change the configuration. But here what happened? This part is involved, because this CH3 containing carbon became carbocation. So here single product, here two products. Why? Because this is a chiral center now. So this wedge or dash. Clear to you? Okay. Find total number of possible products in first okay. So in the given two cases, you have to find the total number of possible products. Okay, definitely see, it is also your solvent as well as nucleophile, MEOH. So this will cause methanolysis. Okay, and this will cause, as it is ethanol, it will cause ethanolysis. So first of all, understand, in this one you will get the carbocation, this part. See, one, and another case when you will make hydride shift, then you will get, see, this is now you are having here direct part. Okay, and one more case when hydride shifting, because this carbon is having 2 methyl and 1 hydrogen. So after hydride shifting, what you will get? This positive. Okay, so 2 carbocations you are having. In both the cases, substitution will occur, means direct or here. So if I say direct, then you will get, by this one you will find the product is this, plus by this one you will find the product is this one. And among these two products, if I see, then this one is a chiral center having methyl, OMe, this part isopropyl and hydrogen. So this will produce 2. This is a chiral center and this is one no chiral center. So total for this one, I can say the total possible products will be 3 products. Okay, clear to you? Now let us check this one. In this one, if I say the carbocation generated will be this one. Okay, now in this carbocation generation, you can see there will be possibility of methyl shifting. Okay, so you will make CH3 minus shift. Clear? Now what you will get? This CH3 will shift here and plus charge will come here. Now in these two, you have to found the product. So if directly you make the product, what it will be? It will be your OET. Here it is ETOH, right? Plus, in this case, what you will get? This OET. So the 2 cases possible here. Now, if you check this one, in this one it is a chiral center having OET, this methyl, hydrogen and this side group. Okay. So this will be your 2 cases and here no chiral center, so 1 case. So total product possible for this one will be 3. Okay, so in both the cases 3 possible products are formed in the reaction. Clear? Rate of SN1. Okay, now in these 2 cases you have to find the rate of SN1 reaction. See here I have used 2 special cases. Okay, now check this one. Here it is just about isotope. So in case of isotopes, always remember heavier isotope will be a poor leaving group relatively. Okay, it is heavier isotope, so poor leaving group. Leaving group ability of Cl17 will be lesser with respect to Cl35. Clear? Heavier part, reason is simply heavier, it is heavier, so its leaving tendency will be a bit lower. Okay, now in these 2 cases if I have to check, see here this is a very special compound. I am just making its carbocation form. You can see here with respect to this 3-membered ring plus charge here with respect to this one and this one. So simply if I say in this one, you are having CPM carbocation. Now here for 3 rings you are having CPM carbocation type. Okay, so dancing resonance is maximum in this case as compared to this case. So the rate of SN1 will be higher in this one. Okay, understand? And this is a very, very highly stable carbocation generated here. Remember. Energy profile diagram. Now understand, when I say hydrolysis of Rx by SN1, means this X will be good leaving group and R plus cation generated will be highly stable carbocation, then only it will favor SN1 reaction. Then what happens? There is a breaking of CX bond, breaking CO bond bond formed. Okay. Now when you compare in these two cases, what you observe, this is your delta positive, delta negative. This bond is having polar bond and it is broken. It is having approximately 2p, 3p. This may be 4p, 5p and so on. Okay. Because carbon halogen overlapping will be 2p, 3p, 2p, 4p, 2p, 5p and so on. Because in case of fluorine, we don't say that it will favor SN1 reaction. So it may be chlorine, bromine or iodine, right? So generally if I say then 2p, 3p, 2p, 4p, 2p, 5p. Now here the overlapping will be 2p, 2p overlapping. Strong overlapping. Now let us understand one more part. This part is your ionization. Ionization in SN1 and this part is your combination. Means first bond breaking, then bond formation, two-step process. Now what happens? This is energy required, endothermic part, this part, energy needed, okay. But that energy is supplied by what? Solvolysis or hydrolysis. That's why polar protic solvent favors SN1. Now, this is bond formation, which causes release of energy. Overall, if you observe, then what you will find that overall the process is exothermic. Generally, if I say delta H SN1 is less than 0, generally, okay. Clear to you? Understand? So the reaction will be net result if I say, then it will be exothermic. The energy will be released. See here energy required, here energy released. CO bond is more stronger, so the energy released will be higher as compared to energy required. So net amount if I say delta H, change in enthalpy of the reaction, it will be negative. Clear to you? So with respect to this, now I am drawing energy profile diagram for one SN1 reaction. Okay. See, here we know, simply if I say a simple two-step reaction where there is no involvement, no rearrangement I am telling, okay. Or let us suppose the reaction CH3 whole thrice carbon having Br and water, suppose it will form your desired product. This is your reactant and this is your product, okay. So what will happen? This is your reactant. Here first of all your formation of intermediate, okay. So intermediate is formed, then again finally you form product here, okay. So this is your intermediate. When I say from reaction towards intermediate, there is a step transition state. What will be that? That will be a part having bond breaking. So it will be transition state 1, because every step is having one transition state. Now here it will be having transition state 2, okay. You can see the energy, it is ER and this is your EP. Energy possessed by product is lower, so the reaction is exothermic, and this is your reaction coordinates, okay. Now here if I say a few things, this is your what? This part is your activation energy for forward direction, okay. Now this is two-step process. From this graph you can understand two-step process, 2 transition state, 1 reaction intermediate, okay. Now my question is, yes, you can say delta H less than 0, exothermic reaction. Now my question is, dear students, tell me, in this reaction, is there any rearrangement occurring in this reaction? Is it possible? Check. From reactant, one intermediate carbocation is generated, and then directly that carbocation is attacked by the nucleophile or solvent, and then product is formed. So what will be happen? There is no rearrangement occurring in this reaction. So from this graph I can say no rearrangement, okay. Now you will ask, sir, what will happen if there is a possibility of any rearrangement? See, if there will be any rearrangement, then this graph will be like this if there will be any rearrangement. So this is first intermediate, again there will be another intermediate, and it will go like that. Okay, I'm just drawing one example. First note it down properly. See, in this graph, this is your reactant, this is intermediate 1, this is intermediate 2, product. So, from reactant to intermediate 1, transition state 1, transition state 2, transition state 3, and finally product. So, you can understand reactant towards I1, so I1 towards I2, and finally I2 towards P. So, this is what? This is your rearrangement. So if I am telling reactant to product, how many steps? First step, second step, third step. 3 step, delta H less than 0. Clear to you? So such graphs will be formed. One more observation in such graphs is this part. See this part. If you will observe this part, it is going on decreasing and decreasing. See I1 and I2. Now you can simply understand in I1 and I2, if I have to compare their stability, definitely in every step of rearrangement, more stable form. So stability of I2 is higher. So definitely its energy will be lower. You can see from this graph as well. Okay, clear to you? Okay, I'm just giving you one example where you can understand how perfect a racemization occurs or where it occurs. Okay, suppose you are having CH2, CH2, CH3. Okay. See, here you have taken aqueous acetone as actually. Aqueous acetone. Okay. Now here you can say H2O is a nucleophile, right? Now what will happen in this case? This is a chiral center. Okay. Given if I check its configuration, now this is having bromine priority wise 1, then this part is 2. This part is 3 and this part is for lowest priority group on far away from you. So this is simply anti-clockwise. So it is actually S. If I make numbering 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, S configuration and 3-methyl 3-bromo. 3-methyl 3-bromo. 3-methyl 3-bromo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hexane. Okay. So when S3-methyl 3-bromo hexane is reacted in aqueous acetone or simply heating this optically active compound, you get a product which is see, you can see this is perfectly mirror image of each other. Okay, so they are enantiomers of each other. This is your retention, Br and OH same side. So this is your retention product. When you say retention, it means same side as it was earlier. And this is your inversion. If I say the percentage in this reaction, it is observed, then it is 50% and this is 50%. So here you can see with this example, this is the perfect case of racemization. Okay, so 100% racemic mixture is obtained. Okay, product is optically inactive. Clear? Now why? What happens here? If I say the carbocation generated in this reaction, then the carbocation generated was actually carbon having plus charge, this side propyl, suppose this side methyl and this side ethyl. Okay, so this is trigonal planar carbocation and here there is no rearrangement. Clear? This is optically active, but here product is optically inactive. Why? Because 50% this retention and inversion. Okay, now when I check about configuration, see this is again 1, 2, so anti-clockwise. You can say this is having configuration S and this is having configuration 1, 2, configuration R. Okay, so 50% S, 50% R. So product is optically inactive, but the reactant was optically active. So clear to you? You can see here perfect racemization is occurring. Here one more observation is the intermediate obtained. See, more the stable intermediate, and one more thing, the intermediate is achiral here. Okay, so the intermediate is achiral and intermediate is highly stable carbocation, so the racemization percentage increases. Here it is 100% racemic. Clear to you? Okay, so I hope you have understand very well about the retention as well as inversion. Generally we say inversion is a little bit higher than retention. Okay, which of the given factors affects the rate of SN1? Now we have discussed it already, but here I am giving you a few specific cases. Okay, first thing, concentration of nucleophile. See, I am not telling about solvent, I am telling about concentration of nucleophile in SN1. Concentration of nucleophile is decreased, or when you say 10 times decreased, first case. Second, rearrangement of carbocation formed in SN1. Suppose when you say there is possibility of rearrangement in any carbocation generated, and in one case there is no rearrangement, so that possible case. Third, nature of alkyl halide. Fourth, nature of nucleophile. Here I am using one more thing, solvent. Okay, suppose you are telling hydrolysis of alkyl halide, then what will you are having water as a solvent as well as nucleophile also, right? So now let us understand all these four cases properly. Concentration of nucleophile is decreased. See, you are having one reaction where concentration of nucleophile is suppose X molar. If you make it X by 10 molar, then also it will have no effect on rate of SN1. Why? Because it is not at all involved in rate determining step. So no effect. Now rearrangement of carbocation formed in SN1. See, when you say rearrangement of carbocation formed, then you say first carbocation is formed. So it is not about how many rearrangements it will make. It is all about whether the carbocation generated is more stable. Means always remember first which carbocation is generated. After rearrangement what it can make, that is another thing. But you have to first consider which carbocation is generated. I will give you here a few examples where you can compare. Okay. First see which carbocation is generated. Suppose in one case there is 1 degree carbocation generated, in another case 2 degree generated. Okay. Now I am just telling you one example. 1 degree and 2 degree carbocation. Okay. In this carbocation there is no rearrangement. No rearrangement. Here rearrangement occurs forming 3 degree carbocation. Rearrangement occurs forming 3 degree carbocation. but still if I have to say the rate, this will be the order of rate, because you have to consider the first carbocation generated. Okay, first of all, clear? Now next, nature of alkyl halide. Obviously it will depend. Why? When you say 3 degree carbocation, so it is found by 3 degree alkyl halide only. So remember this thing. These things are manipulated. Okay, so 3 degree alkyl halide, 2 degree or 1 degree, 3 degree Rx, 2 degree Rx. I am just telling you. Nature of solvent. Yes, I am just giving you one data-based part. Suppose you are having solvent water and suppose you are having solvent ethanol. Suppose I am telling. Okay. So generally it has been observed, if the rate here is y times, suppose the rate is y, then you can understand the rate due to water will be 1.5 into y times 1.5 lakh. Means just due to change in solvent nucleophile here, the rate has increased to 1.5 lakh times. So you can understand the difference. Okay, so solvent matters, and that is why polar protic solvent, because the more the dielectric constant, the more the polarization or breaking becomes easily. Because what is the actual role of solvent? The solvent, what it do is, it is exothermic, but first step requires energy. So that energy, where you will get energy? Because better the solvent, it will what? It will break that CX bond more easily. Okay, and it will capture that X minus part towards itself. Clear to you? Okay. See, here I have taken a very special case. If you remember my last lecture of stability of carbocations rearrangement, then you will remember that here the carbocation generated is PHCH2 plus. Here carbocation generated is CH3 plus, but here it will be CH3 plus. It will be CH2 plus. Here you are having resonance stabilization. Here you are having 3 alpha H plus resonance stabilization. Here you are having 9 alpha H. It is tertiary butyl, and here it is benzyl carbocation. It is having resonance 5 RS. Okay. So dear students, here you are having 2 RS. See, if you remember my last class, I have told among these two, the stable carbocation is this one. Now I have discussed this question because you understand, in these two, this one and this one, if I say, see, with respect to this one, it becomes more stable. But when one hydrogen is replaced by one methyl, then this becomes lesser stable than this one. Okay, so what will happen? Most stable carbocation is C. Most stable carbocation is C. Then your B, then A, and then D. Because out of A and D, it is having 2 RS, it is having 5 RS. Okay. Now suppose if you say it is having 2 equivalent RS, so this is also having when one benzene is having double, single, double, and in first RS plus charge outside the ring, and the ring is normal. In fifth RS, you will see the ring is again just a ring has made the resonance, plus charge is outside the ring. So it is also having equivalent RS as well. So this is the order of rate of SN1 based on this part. Okay, based on carbocation generated. So remember always, the rate is maximum all about the stability of carbocation. Clear? Okay. Find percentage racemization in SN1 in given species. Okay, now first of all, what is racemization? As you know, in SN1 you will be getting retention as well as inversion product, but as I told you earlier, generally racemization will occur but with having some dissimilarity, such that the racemization will be almost not 100%. It will be having retention plus inversion, but a little bit percentage of inversion is higher. Okay, so let us understand in the given case. Suppose it is having pH, H, Me, and this is Br. Now in another case it is having H, Me, Et and Br. Okay, so in this case you have to compare. See, living group is same. Living group is same. Suppose for SN1 here I am taking same solvent, same nucleophile. Okay, now what differs is hydrogen and methyl. Hydrogen and methyl, it is also same. So the differentiating factor is it is pH and it is ethyl. Ethyl is having just a plus I and it will serve as 2 alpha H extra. This will serve as resonance. So this will cause resonance. This will cause plus H. Okay, so in between these two, if I say the stable carbocation will be this one. More stable carbocation, and remember, the more the stable carbocation generated, it will go more faster and hence the percentage racemization will increase. So the order of percent racemization in this one will be higher as compared to this one. Okay, suppose if I am telling that in this reaction there is approximately 98% racemic mixture, suppose, then it will be having less than 98% racemic mixture. Clear to you? Okay. Generally, what happens, dear students, most of the time students just cram in SN1 racemization occurs, perfect racemization. Sometimes they understand racemic mixture will be formed, not 100%. But remember, it is not always true. Again, I am telling one different thing. Okay, now what is this? Understand. Here, the carbocation generated will be HCD3 CH3. See, this is a chiral center. And as I told you earlier, do not disturb that part which is not involved in the reaction actually. So this part is not involved in the reaction. Now this part, this carbon, when I say pH, H and plus charge, now there is no possibility of rearrangement. Why? It is already stabilized by high amount of what? High amount of resonance. So it will not rearrange here. So in this one, when I say, then there are possibility of two products. What are the products possible? One product is when HCD3 CH3 as it is pH, H and OH. Okay, and another product will be HCD3 CH3. Now this will turn over. Then I can say, suppose this is OH, pH this side and H. So you can understand here you are getting two different products, but the configuration of this, okay, and the configuration of this is same. The configuration of this one and this one is different. Clear to you? So you can simply understand here in these two cases, suppose from this side, this part, suppose you are telling here the configuration is, it is suppose having S, R, then it will be S, S. Suppose it is R, then R, 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 S. So here you are having S, R, S, S, or you can say R, S, R, R. This part is same. So when one part is same and the another part is only changed, you can say the product obtained are actually distereomers of each other. Okay, so do not have that cramming tendency. Understand this concept. Clear to you? Okay. Okay, so dear students, here I have just taken one example. It is about methanolysis. Low temperature is mentioned. One more concept here I am telling you. What it will form? It will form CH3, PH, OMe and CD2H. Why? Because first of all it will generate this carbocation CH3. This carbon is having pH, this is having H, and it will be having CD2 and plus charge. Clear? Now in this carbocation, first of all hydride shift. Okay, and after hydride shift what will happen? CH3CPH plus CD2H, and then finally product is formed. See, the formed product is having chiral center. Okay, so two product is generated. Now here what I am trying to tell you, one important concept. See, this positive charge is having the possibility of hydride shift, methyl shift or phenyl shift. Okay, but the order of shifting will be hydride shift, then pH, then R. Okay, in this order generally the shifting occurs, right? So I have just made hydride shifting. Clear to you? Now the question arises, sir, last time you just mentioned about these two, so there is some ambiguity. Remember this thing, I am just telling you one important part. Always remember the order of shifting or migration of groups will be first hydride, okay, then generally if I say, then it is pH, then 3 degree, then 2 degree, then 1 degree. Standard thing is migratory aptitude is directly proportional to electron density. See, this is not a universal rule, not always true. There may be a possibility of H minus greater than R greater than pH. It may be possible, it may be possible. So there are cases when migratory aptitude of alkyl will be higher than pH, and there are cases when migratory aptitude of pH will be higher than R. So this is not a permanent case. Okay, now in what factor it depends? See, if suppose you are having the migration very faster, so when the migration is really faster, so it is not about which group will migrate fast. Okay, remember this thing. So there are several cases. I'm just telling you a few examples. We'll be discussing about rearrangement or migratory aptitude in case of Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. In case of pinocol rearrangement, we will come across these reactions later. So in those cases, we'll come across such case where there is migration of this better than this, or sometimes pH better than R. So it is not a universal rule that migration of pH will be higher than R. Okay, but generally if I say, then migration of pH is better than R. Now sir, what is the reason actually? Because when you say the migration of hydride maximum, what is the reason? See, it is not about the electron density of hydrogen H minus, because as compared to this, it will be having higher electron densities. So generally it has been observed, it is due to the least size having 2 electrons. Okay, clear? Now when you say pH and R, generally the observation is in pH, this pH is having repulsion factor, okay, if we say, and due to that it is having more migratory aptitude. Clear? Now understand, when we say migration step is RDS, when the step where migration occurs is RDS, then this order will be always true. When the step having migration is RDS, this is always true. H hydride is higher than pH than R. But when the rearrangement is faster, migration is faster, then this order may differ. Okay, so we will come across such cases and there we will discuss. See, I am just telling one thing. Suppose after rearrangement, okay, when you make phenyl shift, then the cation generated, and when you make alkyl shift and the cation generated, definitely you can say if you make alkyl shifting, then carbocation will be having pH, so more stable carbocation. So you will come across such cases. Okay, so generally you can say this is perfect, hydride then pH then R, but always you cannot say. So in some cases, suppose you are asked in any question, then the order of migratory aptitude will be H, then pH, then R always. No, it is not true. Okay, clear to you? See, alkyl shifting is not only about methyl shifting or CH3 minus shifting, it may be ET minus shifting and so on. Okay, so remember this thing. So dear students, here we discussed about various examples and various cases of SN1 reaction. We will continue in our next lecture.